but a fit crap down the old bear's head. I need to find another York that dip me bread. Good morning. Now I know I said that your overnight accommodation just needs to be basic and doesn't need to be overly excessive. I'm going to moderate that opinion a little bit to say that hotelf1.com are a little bit too basic for my tastes. I think from now on I require the very minimum of my own ensuite facilities at the very, very least, instead of a communal shit bucket. So when I fill a bit of feedback in for them, it'll be please make it so that your beds smell slightly less like old wank. Which is partially why I'm getting out of here early. Not the best sleep I've ever had, got to admit. I've set myself the task today to get to Salamanca in Spain, which is kind of in the middle of the country. And it's going to take about 10 hours to get there, which is part of the reason why I'm setting off a little bit early this morning. Not just to get away from the body odour smelling hotel, but I've opted to go a more scenic route so that I am not paying tolls all day. Oh, I'm still a bit tired, so you'll have to bear with me a bit. I'll try and be a bit more jolly en route. Ah, that's better. I feel better now. I've broken my fast and I've broken it well with a cheese and ham toastie, or a croque monsieur as they are calling them in certain parts of France. I didn't have very much to eat yesterday. I only had that Ginster's pasty and a pan au raisin all day, which is not really enough to keep body and soul together. And I've had a cup of coffee. Funny, a little bit of hot food and a hot beverage. Why on earth have I come that way for? Yeah, a bit of hot food and a beverage, and all of a sudden everything's right with the world. We're simple creatures to please, us hominids, aren't we? You're a hominid, she said. I think we're straight into a piège. I bottled it on not going on the toll roads, by the way. I was planning to give them a miss, but when I looked at the route planner to see my estimated time of arrival in Salamanca, and it was like 7:30 this evening, so I opted for toll roads, and it said 3:30 this afternoon. Guess which one I clicked? Yep, I'm going to pay. I don't care, I just want to get there. Yeah, the traffic coming out of Bordeaux was quite busy, and the kind of roads that I could see the sat-nav was taking me on were just 50 km/h side roads, and I think in France, if it isn't something like this, it's one of those, so there's no happy medium. So if you're going into city, it's got to be a toll road. Oh well, I kind of don't care at this moment, because I've had my croque monsieur, old cheesy hamly goodness, and I feel great. It's a lovely morning, sun's just coming up, and I'm about to get fleeced at the péage. He's lifted the barrier. First customer of the day, is it? Alright, Let's go and have a look here then, eh? Hey, let's go! Allez, 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 let's go! And here is one of the most useful parts of cruise control. There's the old hands-free glove putting her on her. Look at that. Now the speed limits on these roads are 130 kilometres or 81 miles per hour, but I'm keeping it a nice steady 113, which is around 70 miles per hour. And the bike seems to like it, the fuel economy likes it, I like it, it's all good. And we're off to sunny Spain. Oh, viva España. Don't know the rest of the stupid song, but it's kind of formulaically about going on your holidays to sunny Spain and generally doing what Spanish people do. I can't remember what this is about anymore, so I'm gonna stop singing now. I'm on a big Triumph Explorer, a full tank of fuel, the sunrise, blue skies, heading south. Gott ist in his Himmel, and I'm feeling great, with a belly full of cheesy ham bread. Fantastic. Onwards! Well, we're up in the mountains a bit now. Big apologies from me. We've just gone through, or I have just gone through the French-Spanish border. Now, it was really pretty part of the ride as well, but unfortunately I didn't have my camera on my helmet, and the whole area around there is just full of roadworks and there's nowhere to pull over and just put it on. So unfortunately I couldn't show you how weird it was to have the French side of the border. All the properties were almost like alpine, like dwellings, houses, buildings that you'd see in the Alps. Quite looking out of place amongst this almost Mediterranean-like sunshine we've got here. And then directly the other side of the border, it's all the terracotta coloured houses that the Spanish seem to favour. So like rolled up to the final French péage, give them another couple of euros, and about a quick trip over the border. No need to show any papers unless you're coming from Spain into France, and then they seem to be all over you. But anyway, about a mile further on was the first Spanish El Payo, whatever they call their pay stations, but nonetheless it's all good. So we are now officially in España. And other than the road signs being different, it is the buildings which tell me that I'm in a different country. The Spanish have always favoured that nice kind of terracotta-y type of abode. Where am I going here now? Seem to be speeding up a bit now, but look at all the mountains there. Lovely! This is what we've come to see. Bit of scenery. You know, France was very pretty and all, or c'est très joli, as the French would say. But it was the bits I went through to get here were quite flat. But I do like a bit of mountain, gotta be said. Coming from north of England myself, I like a bit of the mountains, I do. I don't really feel at home unless I've got mountains around me, or well, hills at the very least. I've also had a bit of a think about my GoPro. The reason why I keep taking it off, so I'll occasionally miss the odd thing, an interesting point of thing for you to see. I don't particularly like mounting GoPros on helmets. The front chin bar seems to be the best place for me to mount it, but even so it still seems to pull at the front of the helmet weight wise and with the wind resistance. And when I sort of go to look over my shoulder, it does hit my shoulder a bit. And I certainly don't like mounting it on the side of the helmet, because it with the inflexibility of the GoPro mountings, it sits out there like a bloody bus stop, and you can feel the wind pulling at it if you go over any sort of cruising speed. So I'm actually thinking I might look into going down the stealth route, stealth HD route, because they seem a lot lower profile and they seem to be more designed for mounting on the sides and top of helmets. So I'm going to have a bit of a look into that. I don't think the picture quality is very much different. I know like the Puritans will swear by the GoPro, but I don't know, just for general blogging duties it should do alright. Wow, look at this! This is almost like being back in Vietnam again, except with different kind of trees. Wonderful! Leave you to look at all this. This is fantastic. Kicking myself a little bit, I filled up just before the border at 1.38 euro, 1.38 euros to the litre, and I've just passed a filling station here at 1.17. Bagger. Yay, I'm on me holidays, 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 holidays. be glad to rest me backside after today. It's been a couple long days in the saddle. Another long day tomorrow, and then I shall have a couple of days off the bike, I think. And I shall sit on a balcony or sit in a garden and read a book, drink some wine, chill out. Oh yes, that's what I've come for. To ride my bike and then chill out, in that order. Wow, passing through this town and there's like hardly anyone here. A lot of it's closed up and there's just like one or two cars on the road. It's a town on the outskirts of Salamanca. Yeah, selling expensive cars. Very odd. It's like a ghost town. Except for the cars that are now coming through. Now this is Salamanca proper. This is a big Spanish town. Yet there's hardly anyone moving. What is it? It's 25 to 4 in the afternoon. And there is hardly anyone moving. It's not siesta time, is it? I wish towns and cities in the UK were like this. Just so relaxed. No one's hurrying. Not even me. It is a beautiful city though, people of Salamanca. You should be proud of the place. It's very pretty, very clean. But it does kind of feel like everyone's away on holiday and it's just the caretaker staff that are here. Well, I've got me sat nav because I'd never found my way through here. I certainly wouldn't. Do love old European cities. You can just see the history. Getting a bit busy now. This must be the proper metropolitan centre. Be a nice place to visit. But I'm just passing through. Well, that's my hotel for the night. Just a little bit outside Salamanca. Quite easy to find. So I'm going to book in. Oh man, have me a frickin' rest. Catch you later. Oh, this is better. This is much better. We're going to be using all of this. All of this. I shall be in that from about 8 o'clock till about 8 o'clock tomorrow. Oh yeah. Nighty night Veefour. Bonus.